round of applause, please, for Kate Tomasella. You're quite a busy person.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us how you got started in the industry, in a way.
Well, interesting story. I was a beauty therapist for 12 years and started my own business. From there, I had one of my clients say to me, like, babes, you should just come and work a little bit of cash on the side, come and work with me. I'm working with this company. They've taken on this new venue and I'm going to be one of the hosts there. You should come and join. And I kind of thought about it in my business. It was a bit of a blockage in my beauty career. I wasn't quite sure which way to turn. And I thought, you know what, why not? And I started working with this friend of mine, which was a client. And I started working at one of the new venues as the opening up of the Enmore, Queen Chow Enmore at the time. And was just doing some casual host shifts, just Friday and Saturday nights. And that's kind of what started it. It was my first introduction in the Sydney hospitality. I had dabbled a little bit when I lived in London. I was there for 2 years and on the working visa, which was really fun. Just again, cash on the side, and jumped into a really fun cocktail bar. I can definitely say hospitality in London is nothing like what it is in Sydney. So
What's better?
It was, look, at the time, it's more about food and beverage here in Sydney, but we're talking UK about 15 years ago now, so it was still fun back then.
So you got into hospitality later. Can I ask roughly what age that was, if that's not a rude question?
No, of course. When I was in London, I was 21.
Yeah.
And when I jumped into the Maryvale team, I was 27.
Right, and that was your first sort of big foray into, because
Yes.
Maryvale's a big organisation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and so tell us exactly what was your first job
So it was
at Maryvale?
playing host, and then from there I bounced around a little bit. I was offered a position in the Ivy Complex where I helped host the nightclub, which was fun. So that was weekend work again, still continuing with the beauty therapy. From there I was offered an opportunity to join the head office, which was interesting. That was my first desk job, so I didn't know how to sit still. The first hour I was really good, and then after that I was the first one to jump up and ask if who needed a coffee and want to grab all the phone calls and keep running around.
So when you went to that first job, sorry to cut you off, did you know what to expect? Did you know what you wanted out of hospitality?
Not at all. Not at all. I've definitely been somebody that just goes with the flow, and if opportunities arise and if doors open, or even if a crack of a window opens, I'll push my way through it.
Yeah, right.
And just trust that the universe has got it and that this is the right opportunity. And if it doesn't work, then you course correct and give it another go.
Yeah, and how long have you been there now?
7 years.
So from the time you started, how have you progressed in that role?
Rapidly. I left the reservations team where I started to dabble a little bit in hosting other venues within Maryvale, and quite a lot of the ones in the east, Hotel Centennial, Fred's, even Mr. Wong at the time, until the opportunity came up to take a full-time position as an assistant restaurant manager for the opening of Toddy's, which was the first one to open in Bondi. So that was my first full-time gig, doing the 45 hours there, and that's what kind of was the turning point where I left the beauty career behind 100% and was 100% committed to hospitality.
And were you trained to be a restaurant manager?
Over time, it was all in-house, on the spot training. There was also some opportunities where Maryvale puts you through a course, which at the time was called the Bronze Course, which turned into, was equivalent to the Business Certificate 5, which I was put through, which was a really great opportunity.
I think in any industry there's always ups and downs. Tell us about the downs.
The downs.
More so than the ups, because there's plenty of ups, we know that. Is there been a time when you've wanted to throw it in? And
Absolutely. I think the team that you have around you needs to be constantly motivating and uplifting and supportive, and that doesn't mean not only is that the team that's working beside you, below you or above you, it's everybody that's in that service. And I think the understanding from the superiors and how that all works together is the cohesion is necessary, because that's where the challenges start. When it falls apart and you've got nobody to support you.
Right. And those management skills you were taught on the job, I guess, and you know, long hours are known in our industry, but perhaps now it's all calmed down a bit, that we don't work 60, 70 hours a week now, thank God. But there's lots of stress that gets involved, and how do you sort of keep focused and your mental health in balance and things like that?
Mental health and balance. It's a big one that I think I'm still working on even now.
Yep.
I think being vulnerable and being really honest with my team who's working with me and my superiors as well, just to make sure that they know where my headspace is at, and if it's not in a good way or if you need to take time out and whatever, whether it be during service or outside by taking some annual leave, then that's been a clear conversation that you have, and I think that's what really helps.
Yeah, good. And where do you see yourself going in the future in the industry?
I'm an open book.
Yeah.
There is no direct path for me, and I feel like I've been working in the venues now for the past 6 years. I've taken on a new role as a training lead, so helping to go down that path a little bit and just to see where I end up with that, and whether that be with new openings still, which is where the passion lies from the get-go, is being there to support a venue and really roll through and see that successfully develop into amazing businesses that they are today. So there is none.
So is your sort of week split up with a bit of training and still restaurant managing at Toddy's?
Correct. Not only Toddy's, but some of the George Street venues of the Ivy Complex.
There's enough there to train, isn't there?
There's a lot. There's a lot to get done.
If you look back at when you were a lot younger and you were doing not hospitality, but what advice would you give yourself some 10, 15 years ago, when getting into hospitality, to look for or to, strive for?
I would have told myself to be more open and honest earlier, and to not be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, right. Because that can be a problem in the hospitality industry, especially young chefs in a kitchen. You're on a section and you're getting slammed and you're under pressure, and even on the floor serving a table, yes, take another table, I'll be fine. And then the whole system goes down, doesn't it? Service can be ruined for that. So it's important to ask those questions and get help when under pressure. What advice could you give these younger guys now in the hospitality industry and wanting to make the best out of it? What advice would you give?
Say yes. I think that's a big one, is always just roll with it. If you don't think that it's the path that you want to go down, I think give it a try. I think be yes people, be positive, and remember where that passion thrives from, and you can continue to grow and to build if you've got that drive underneath you, and remember what you stand for, because sometimes it gets a bit hazy. It's really great to just center yourself and remember what you're doing and why you're doing it.
And do you think one day you'll have your own business, your own restaurant, or you want to just not that there's anything wrong, keep working for someone, but...
Yeah, I'm happy just to keep working for somebody. Again, if the opportunity comes up, anyone wants to fund it, that would be great. And then that's an opportunity from there, but that would be a really great pipe dream to do so. With the knowledge that I have, I think that is an opportunity I could go down.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm happy doing what I'm doing.
Good, and do you find it hard to find good staff coming through the ranks? Passionate people,
I think there's a lot out there. I think it's hard searching for them, but I do believe that there is some really great people who care, and that's what it is all about, is caring and having that passion to continue through.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, I think we've got a few questions from the audience. Here we go. Here's number one question for Kate.
Hi, my name is Mariana Miranda. I'm studying an advanced diploma in hospitality management. And my question for you is, what is the best advice you would give to a learning leader in the industry, of course?
To a leader?
Yeah.
Listen, be calm, and be honest.
It's pretty good, isn't it? Pretty simple. Pretty simple recipe, right?
Thank you.
Good one. I think we have one more question. Yes?
Hi. I have a question. My name is Reinhard Poli. I'm studying advanced diploma on the hospitality management. My question is, what type of skill do you look for when hiring a manager to look after your business? And having said that, do you think it is possible for one person to be in control of everything?
No one person can be in control of everything.
You mean Justin Hems doesn't control everything?
Not everything. He leaves it up to us to control his venues, which is nice.
Yeah.
I definitely look for somebody that is caring and that is passionate, and personality. You need to have personality on the floor in hospitality, and without that, it's not going to work. And if you can turn it on, we don't need to be on all the time, but knowing when service clicks and those doors open, that personality starts shining through. And sometimes you need to put the mask on, but someone that shows that, because we can't be on every day. But yes, passion and care.
Thank you.
You can teach skills.
So in the front of house setup, where everyone wants to be a chef, I guess, and there's so much variety out there in front of house, isn't there, in different roles?
Yeah.
I mean, explain some of the different roles that are going on: baristas, sommeliers, and
SOMs, assistant SOMs, front of house, host, whether it be nightclub hosting, door reception hosting, reception itself, the amazing opportunities you have in a head office style that you can venture into, events management itself, training and development roles.
and bookings and things like that.
Complete teams are opportunities are there left, right and centre, and different pathways are always going to be there. And if you want it, you can request it and ask for it and see where it lands you.
Wonderful. Well, Kate, thank you very much for your time. That was very insightful. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of you in the industry. And thanks for your time today. Big round of applause.
Thank you, everyone.